Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky came to White House to make a case for getting more long-range weapons. But U.S. President Donald Trump seemed to pour cold water on Kyiv's push for Tomahawk and other missiles, instead telling him to make a deal with Russia. After the meeting with Zelensky at the White House, Trump said on social media that he told the Ukrainian leader that it is time to stop the killing and make a deal.
Do you believe?
So we're going to be talking about Tomahawks, and would much rather have them not need Tomahawks. Would much rather have the war be over, to be honest, because, you know, we're in it to get the war over. We're selling a lot of different types of weapon, as you know, to the European Union. We're not in it for that. We're in it to get it over.
Trump also appeared to suggest both sides should accept their current front lines. The U.S. president, as recently as last month, has said that he believes Ukraine could take back all its territory. The day after agreeing to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin for a new summit, he had changed his tune.
I met with President Zelensky, as you know, today, and we had a very good meeting, very cordial meeting. In my opinion, they should stop the war immediately. You go by the battle line wherever it is, otherwise it's too complicated. You'll never be able to figure it out. You stop at the battle line, and both sides should go home, go to their families, stop the killing, and that should be it. Stop right now at the battle line. I told that to President Zelensky. I told it to President Putin. Thank you very much, everybody.
Trump has appeared far more upbeat about the prospects of a deal since his 2.5-hour call with Putin on Thursday, in which they agreed to meet in Budapest. Trump added that he believed Putin wants to end the war.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, you know, what if? I think he will. I think that President Putin wants to end the war, or I wouldn't be talking this way. I think he wants to end the war. I spoke to him yesterday for 2.5 hours. We went through a lot of details. He wants to get it ended. I think that President Zelensky wants to get it ended. Now we have to get it done.
I think we need to sit and speak. The second point, we need ceasefire. Even now, you see in the Middle East, it's very difficult to hold ceasefire. Everywhere, in every war, it's very difficult. We want peace. Putin doesn't want. That's why we need pressure on him. We will speak with President today what we need.
Zelensky said after the meeting that Russia was afraid of the U.S.-made long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles, but that he was realistic about receiving the weapons from Washington. He told reporters that while he and Trump talked about long-range weapons, they decided that we don't speak about it because the United States doesn't want escalation.
I think that Russians are afraid about Tomahawks, really afraid, because it's a strong weapon, and they know what we have, what kind of weapon we have, our production, and they understand that combination with Tomahawks, because we speak about it. We don't speak about Tomahawks like Tomahawks. We need combination, and that's why they're afraid of this combination. They understand what we can do.
Leaving today, are you more or less optimistic that you are going to get those Tomahawks?
I'm realistic.
That's not a yes.
Zelensky said he would be ready to swap thousands of Ukrainian drones in exchange for Tomahawks. Zelensky came to Washington hoping to capitalize on Trump's growing frustration with Putin after a summit in Alaska failed to produce a breakthrough. But the Ukrainian left empty-handed as Trump eyes a fresh diplomatic breakthrough on the back of last week's Gaza peace deal.
Convince Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine. Do you believe Putin is negotiating?
Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky came to the White House to make a case for getting more long-range weapons, but as U.S. President Donald Trump seemed to pour cold water on Kyiv's push for Tomahawk and other missiles, instead telling him to make a deal with Russia. Now, after the meeting with Zelensky at the White House, Trump did say on social media that he told the Ukrainian leader that it is time to stop the killing and make a deal.
At the White House, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with U.S. President Donald Trump, proposing that Ukraine could supply drones to the U.S. in exchange for long-range Tomahawk missiles. Zelensky congratulated Trump on brokering the Gaza ceasefire, saying, quote, "I think we can end this war with your help." But Trump cautioned that sending Tomahawks could mean a bigger escalation. His words, adding that after speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin, he wasn't sure the U.S. could spare them. The two leaders' call, Putin and Trump, set the stage for their meeting in Hungary, with advisors from both sides expected to hold preliminary talks as early as next week. Susan Tarhwani reporting from New York for WION World is One.